We're going to do universal joints and ball joints on this 2007 2500 Ram truck. We have it up on jack stands right now with the wheels removed, and I'll show you the parts that we're going to replace. We're going to be replacing the upper and lower ball joints, as well as the universal joints on both front axles. We removed the brake caliper, we removed our guide, we removed the 4 bolts that hold the bearing to the knuckle back here. So now what we need to do is remove the bearing from the knuckle and pull the axle out so we can get to these ball joints and so we can service this universal joint right here. We're going to use the truck steering and the universal joint to push the bearing out. The way that we're going to do that is with a socket. We're going to put a socket behind the universal joint like this and just turn the car and use the car steering to push the universal joint out of the knuckle. Okay. Come back to the right. Guys. No. Turn to the right. Go left, go right, go left, so we got it to move with this side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the socket out. We're going to turn the wheels to the right. I'll remove the socket, and then I'm going to go on the front side of the universal joint and turn the wheels and try and push the bearing out from the front. And we're going to slowly walk the bearing out this way until we have it all the way out. All right, go left. Go right. Alright, go left, go right, go left. Alright, go right. Go left. Go right. Go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right. Go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, switched to a slightly larger socket now that it's moved out a little bit. All right, turn left. Turn it right. There we go. All right. Hold on a second. Turn left. We got a lot of movement right there. Turn right. This will probably be the last push right here. Okay, turn it left. We got our axle and our bearing out, and now we're going to remove the knuckle from the axle. So we need to separate the tie rod end from the knuckle, and then we need to separate the knuckle from the ball joints here. We have the nut off of the tie rod end. The tie rod end's not coming off. And the reason is the tie rod end is a tapered stud. All these suspension joints are tapered. That means that at the base, they're wider than they are at the top. So when you tighten the nut, it jams the tapered stud into the joint. That's great for suspensions because there's no play in the joint. There's two ways that I teach how to remove these joints. The first involves a pry bar and a hammer. And if you're dealing with iron suspension components, it's no problem at all. The second way is with a puller that looks like this. If your knuckle or suspension components are aluminum, you can't smash them with hammers, they'll crack. You need to use a tool that looks like this. So we'll show you how to use the pry bar and the hammer first. And what you want to do is get your pry bar, pushing your tie rod down the direction you want it to go. You want to apply some light pressure to the pry bar. So you think you can apply some pressure to a pry bar? So we've got a pry bar pushing down on the tire end right here. And now I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to smack this joint. The combination of the pressure on the tie rod and the vibration on the joint is going to let that joint separate.